Good evening and welcome back to the kitchen, folks. Today I'm going to be making cheese and onion scones. Right, I'm going to begin by chopping up and frying a red onion, a white onion and 3 spring onions. So I'll get a little bit of extra virgin olive oil into the pan and in go the onions. And in with the onions, I'm going to add about a teaspoonful of dried Italian mixed herbs. I'm also going to add 2 teaspoonfuls of this minced ginger and garlic paste. You could alternatively add your own garlic cloves and some dried ginger if you wanted to. And this just needs frying gently. And I want all these onions to soften and I want all the flavours to mix together, because this is going to form a key part of the ingredient within the scone, which is going to provide not only a bit of flavour but also some moisture. So I'm just going to leave these now to simmer for a good 10 minutes. Okay, I'm now going to sieve 450 grams of self-raising flour into a bowl. Into my bowl of flour goes 100 grams of butter. I've now got to work this in until it forms fine breadcrumbs. This is going to take a little while, so I'll be back. So there's my dried crumbs, and I'm now going to add into that the equivalent of a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar. Next into my mix goes 100 grams of cheddar. It's already grated, so that saves a nice job. Just mix it all through. So I've got half a pint of milk in this jug, and I'm simply now going to add to the milk the onions. Now I give those onions a good stir into the milk so it all mixes nicely. And then the milk and onions is mixed into the flour mixture. So we're adding wet to dry. Now it's just a case of working this to form a big dough ball. It's hard work, but it pays off. Okay, I've just floured my silicone baking mat. Here's my dough. It's extremely sticky. It's very wet still, but I'm hoping by flouring the mat and working it, it will become a lot more user-friendly, we might say. Oh yeah, that feels better already actually. So I'm just going to work this around a little bit. It's much less sticky now, it's got the flour on the outside. It's a lot better to work with than what it was. Okay, so I've got my lovely big lump of dough. I mean, this is one almighty scone. Could be, but it won't be. Just going to keep playing with that, working it. So there's the net result, and now it's time to divide it up. Now I guess what you're meant to do with something like this is roll it out and then get a cutter and make it all nice and uniform and neat. Nah, boring. So what I'm simply going to do is to break off pieces, like so, roll them into a ball, pat them down into a circle, and there's my first scone. And do you notice how I pronounce it properly? Scone. It's not a scone. Number 2. So I'm putting my scones onto some greaseproof paper, which I've also sprayed with a bit of fry light, and that's going to go onto these 2 baking sheets before going in the oven. And finally, just because I want these to have a nice and luxurious finish, let's paint them with an egg yolk. So there they are, all wearing their lovely shiny coats. So it's now time to get them in the oven. I've got the oven at 210. And I'm going to pop them in for between 10 and 15 minutes. I'll just keep watching them. So we'll be back. Okay, so let's have a look. And I think that they could be done. Oh yes. They don't look bad at all, do they? And the ones underneath I'm going to leave for just another 5 minutes actually. But let's look at these ones. Oh, these look pretty good. So let's have a look at these. Get them on the cooling rack. Very hot, as you can imagine. Steamy. Oh yes. It's like I've got a soft focus on. A soft filter to make me look younger. So there we go, and in the ever busy kitchen we've got dinner on, which is chicken balti and rice if you're interested. But moving back to the scones, I'm pretty happy with what I've got here. So again, I'm just going to add these onto the cooling rack, and wow, they're hot as you would expect, having just come out of a very hot oven. There we go. I'm very happy with how these look. Let's hope I'm as happy when I taste them. I'm going to let them cool down and I shall try one in a little while. It's the moment of truth. So there it is. So let's have a look. Cuts nice and crisp. Looks good. Bit of butter. So the moment of truth, here goes. It's bloody lovely. That is a good scone. Flavours are fantastic, texture's really nice. I'm very, very happy with it. Cheers, folks. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.